'Di ba, napapansin nyo, kung mapapansin nyo, yung 2025 budget natin, mas marami pa, mas malaki pa yung pinondo sa mga unprogrammed events na binigay sa ating mga pinagpipitagan ng mga mga congressman, sabi na for ano lang pang ano lang natin, pang layperson's term lang natin. Congressman to refer to the representatives of the House. Okay.
Gusto mag...
Yung mga congressman natin, binigyan sila ng billions, di ba? Ito yung mga unprogrammed. Meaning, basta bigyan kita ng X billion pesos, bahala ka na kung saan mo gagastusin yan. As opposed to, yung sinasabi ko during technical budget hearing na kailangan mo nang magpresenta ng programs and projects mo. Okay, ito yung computation namin. Kaya kami naging 1 billion yung project namin. Hindi na maganda. Ngayon, yung unprogrammed events, basta na lang ibibigay sa'yo, ito, basta 2 billion ka, 10 billion ka, 5 billion ka, gano'n. Okay, bahala ka na mag-create ng sarili mong program. So, meaning, nauna yung budget kasi yung program. Sa amin, na nag-defend sa Congress, program muna bago pondo. Okay, nakita niyo yung difference Ayun. So, nabangin kanina, ang DepEd ang nag-create ng curriculum. Okay, balik kay Jomer. Ano naman ang role ng LGU in terms of education policies? So, syempre, hindi lang nag-create ng curriculum yan, di ba? Nag-identify din sila ng classroom shortage, di ba?
Yes,
Ano pa? Ano naman ang role ng LGU in terms of education policies?
bali yung mga LGU po,
LGU.
sir. Okay na po ba, sir?
Sige.
So, yun po, sir. So, hindi naman po kaya ng DepEd na i-monitor lahat
Ano,
na
LGU? Anong role ng LGU? Yun yung tinatanong ko.
role po nila is to implement the education policies and reforms in the local government level.
Ano? Gaya ng ano?
Example po, yung katulad nga po sa sinabi niyo po, sir, sa classrooms po. So, yung LGU po yung nag-identify through their education offices, whether municipal
Yung
or...
sabi ko DepEd DepEd ang nag-identify niyan. Di ba may mga division offices yan? May mga, ano yan, mga regional offices yan. May mga, tawag dito, may mga principal yan, di ba? So, yung principal nagre-report, okay, kulang kami ng ganitong classroom kasi ganito na yung class size namin. Anong role ni LGU? Anong kinalaman ni LGU dyan?
Example po, sir, kasi yung mga LGU po natin, nagkakaroon din po sila ng revenue powers. So, nakikipag-interact din po sila with DepEd para po
Ano
makapag-create
yung
ng mga
revenue na yon? Ano yung revenue power na yon? Ano yung kinokollect nila ng LGU?
mga taxes po, sir.
Taxes on what?
Um, mga business permits, mga ganyan po, sir. Tapos, mga... Ano to, sir? Yung mga... Di ko, sir, basta, alam ko po yung specific, pero di ko po alam yung parang ano niya. Yung mga familiar po, sir, about sa mga lands, ganun
May
po. Yes, sir, mga ganun po. Ganun po yung mode of
ba yun?
collecting revenues ng LGU. Or on permits po, sir.
Hello? Class, dinig ba ako? Hello?
Yes po, sir. Okay na.
Ayan, pa-respond na lang kung sino yung nakakarinig sa. Okay, sige. So when the government enacts a policy on education, for example, governance occurs when teachers, parents, NGOs, and communities participate in improving the learning outcomes. So as I mentioned in our example, the Department of Education creates curriculum, nag-identify na sila ng classroom shortages, tsaka yung reading crisis, mga ganyan, diba? And LGU naman, sometimes they manage school or they fund classrooms. Kaya may tinatawag silang special education fund, 'di ba, na kinokolekta from the taxes. 'Di ba may real estate taxes na binabayaran? Sino na nasubukan sa inyo na magbayad ng real estate tax? Yung mga bayad sa house and lot ninyo. Usually kalahati, kunwari 1,000 plus yung binabayaran nyo for the taxes, may 1,000 for the special education fund. Diba? O, minsan yung mga LGUs ninyo through your punong barangay or your mayor, tumutulong din sila sa pag-fund pagbili ng libro o kaya pagpapatay ng classrooms. Okay? O how about your private sector naman? Saan na ba yung slide natin kanina? How about your private sector? Ano ang role ng okay ka na, Joms?
Yes, sir.
Ano naman?
Thank you po, sir.
Okay ka na, Joms. Hindi, okay ka na. Si ano naman? Wait lang. Dami niya eh. Renz. Andiyan si Renz. Renz Bayanay. Renz Car.
Hello po, sir. Hello
Ayan.
po. Sir,
Ano naman ang role ng private sector sa education policies?
Yung private sector po, I believe they actually play a vital role in supporting at sa pag-shape po ng mga education policies. Una na po is yung first is like by implementing government efforts at yung pag-introduce po ng mga innovative solution to improve the quality and yung accessibility po ng education. And also, since yung private sector po, may social responsibility po siya. So it's like, they also help address, or they use their resources, or like they use their influences to help address shared problems, especially in areas like education. So, paano po sila nakakatulong in terms of the policies? So yun nga, aside from using the resources and influences, they also build like sustainable practices. Like they would build local capacity in which they are partnering with the schools and the providing lasting resources. So yung local capacity, it's like it can come through like through trainings in terms of like sa education po. So yung mga businesses po, yung mga foundations and non-government organization, they often invest in like teacher training, yung mga learning technologies. We can also say yung mga infrastructure at mga scholarship programs na nakakatulong talaga in terms of like bridging the gap in terms of the public education system. So they collaborate with government agencies like what we say the local government or the DepEd through like yung tinatawag nating PPPs or yung mga public-private partnership. We've discussed this in our past courses in public administration. In programs na yung mga senior high school voucher program of the senior high school because I am. And those are some of the how can private sector affect or like shape the direction of the education policy. So yung mga efforts na to, they become an active partner sa pag-build ng mas responsive, yung mas inclusive at we can say future-ready education system.
Sige. So essentially, the private sector also play, private sectors play vital role in improving the learning outcomes. So based dun sa example natin, Siguro simple lang na example lang para ma-appreciate nyo. Hindi naman kailangan ito yung combination ng mga key players or actors in improving the learning outcomes. Hindi naman kailangan ganito Meron ding NGO diyan, pwede rin yung ibang mga organizations like mga GOCCs natin, mga GFIs natin, etc. Okay? So DepEd for example in terms of education policy. Meron ngayong panukalang batas kung saan magdi-digitalize and magdi-digitize sila ng ano tawag dito, mga learning materials. Magkaiba yung digitize sa digitalize, right? Ano ba yung pinagkaiba nun, Renz? Digital sa digitize. Hello? Dinig ba ako? Prompt nyo agad ako kapag naglalag ako
Yes, sir,
or
rinig
hindi
lang
ako
ako.
naintindihan Okay, Renz, so ano yung difference ng digital sa digitalize? Digitize sa digitalize.
Okay, first, sir, is its root word from the word is digitize, so it's come from the word digit, while the digitalize come from the word.
Ano na lang, sorry. Yung layman's term lang or layperson's term lang. Yung simple term lang, just to highlight lang kung gets
Okay
nyo.
po. So it's like when it's digital, sir, or it's in digital form. So it's like it's stored. It's like created or like using a digital technology. So they are storing
There
this
is
in
a
like
system, there is a, okay?
yes po,
There's a
like the
may
storation
programs
of
na dyan.
data. Yes po.
Pag digitize,
And sir,
paano lang pag digitize naman?
yes po, sir. So hello, sir. Okay
Yes,
po.
go ahead.
Pag digitize, sorry sir, medyo some parts of it are laggy. But yeah, for the digitize naman po, it refers to like yung let's say converting physical or like yung analog information into digital format.
Okay.
So
Sige.
it's like we're talking about the content, like
parang
yung mga scanning ng
lang, okay,
documents.
scan, okay, ginawang PDF, ganon, yung existing na
Yes po,
text.
ganon.
Okay. Samantalang yung digitalized, meaning you used a system, a computer program or system or an application para mag-create ng learning materials. Okay, so just to parang to highlight lang. Okay. So meron tayong bagong panukalang batas tungkol diyan, So ano naman ang role ng LGU diyan? So ang role ng LGU diyan ay pwede silang mag-provide ng pwedeng laptop, 'di ba? Mga ganyan, 'di ba? Or pwede silang magbili ng they call this ng subscription for X number of students para maka-avail doon sa na yan, sa digital, whether digital or digitized version of a learning material. Okay? Ano naman ang role ng private sector dyan? Sino yung mga private sector? Ito yung mga publishers and authors, di ba? So yung mga publishers and authors, they make the materials available. Okay? Sinisiguro nila na aligned yung kanilang mga materials, learning materials, or textbooks maybe, doon sa curriculum ng DepEd. Nabibilhin ng DepEd din at isusupplement ng LGU. Okay? Or probably they can adopt a school or donate an ICT equipment. Okay? Sa international organization naman, ayan, pwede naman child-friendly learning programs. Kaya ayan. Okay, for support. Okay, so curriculum design, ito sa DepEd manage schools or facilities, adapt sa school program, and then child-friendly education support. Pero hindi naman laging yan yung laging ganyan yung combination. Okay, may NGO din probably, Meron din Department of, actually DepEd, pwede naman Department of Health for immunization, di ba? Sa mga estudyante, etc. Okay? So bakit natin pinag-uusapan ito? Because governance means collaboration across the sectors. Okay? Yung government ito, DepEd, LGU. Yan lang yung yung government. Okay? But in terms of governance, sabi natin it involves multiple actors, kasama na dyan yung ibang sectors. Okay, let's see naman dun sa sa health policy naman, kanina education, ngayon health policy naman. So sa NGA during the pandemic, okay, meron tayong vaccination campaigns. Okay? Ito yung sa actually Dengbak siya. Una pala yung Dengbak siya. Sumunod na yung sa ano yung sa COVID, 'di ba? So essentially they provide these immunization programs, 'di ba? Then the LGU, sila yung tagalista. Okay? At sila yung taga-implement through your barangay health center. Ngayon tawag na rural health units di ba? May RHU, rural health unit. Or depende kung ano yung tawag nila. Yung iba naman, parang hospital na hindi funded ng DOH, pero funded ng LGU. Gaya sa Dasmariñas, Cavite, di ba? Meron silang pagamutan ng DASMA. It's not a DOH facility, Department of Health facility, no? Hindi. It's an LGU facility. Kaya mga taga-DASMA lang daw ang ano. Sayang si taga Bacoor. May taga-DASMA ba dito? Anyway. So yan, Barangay Health Center yan. Okay, ano naman ang role ng GOCC? Government-owned and controlled corporation like PhilHealth. They provide insurance coverage. Kung titingnan natin ngayon, 'di ba meron tayong health card no para sa mga empleyado ng gobyerno. Hindi lamang PhilHealth, no? Bukod pa sa PhilHealth yan. So nag-provide ang gobyerno ng HMOs, actually budget para kumuha ng HMO para sa mga empleyado. Maliban pa sa health coverage through PhilHealth. Yan. Then yung international organizations, ito yung technical support. 'Di ba during the immunization ng COVID, they provide assistance, 'di ba? Yung yung scheduling ng pagbili or pag-deliver ng mga vaccines, 'di ba? Ano yung mga gagawin kapag nakaranas ng mga side effects? Yan. Yung tawag na dun sa pag-test ng mga vaccines na. Basta yan, mga pag-testing nila. Okay? Ayan. So, ang tinutukoy lang natin dito or gusto natin i-highlight dito is the collaboration across the sectors. Okay? So, pwede nyo rin tignan ano yung mga public service na nagbe-benefit kayo. At pwede rin yung tignan sino-sino yung mga actors na gumagawa o nagtatrabaho para dito. So let's see ito yung example lang natin kanina sa health tsaka sa education. Ask natin yung iba. Miss Janelle De Castro. Janelle De Castro.
Hello po, sir.
Yes. So magbigay ka ng example ng public service na nagbe-benefit ka maliban sa education tsaka health kanina. At i-identify mo sino-sino yung mga sectors na bumubuo para i-implement mula doon sa creation ng policy papunta sa implementation or evaluation ng policy na ito or public service benefit na nakukuha mo sa gobyerno.
For me po, as a student, exclude na po yung education and health po. So, I think yung mga facilities po na ginagamit natin, like public waste po, ayun po, nagagamit po natin siya. When it comes to
public place. So, ibig sabihin, ang public place ay plaza. Ano bang plaza?
Opo, sir. Saka yung mga sidewalks po, ganun. Saka, also, sir, yung mga dinadaanan din po natin, like, yung kapag nagta-transpo tayo, may mga public transpo din po. And doon po dumadaan yung...
Sige, mag-stick lang muna tayo ng isang example. Transpo. Okay. Transportation. Okay. Sa transportation, so una, ano yung mga anong mode of transportation niyan?
Ano po, sir? Like jeepney po, gano'n.
Okay, jeepney. Wait lang.
LRT.
Wait lang. Hold on. Okay,
po
jeepney. Sa jeepney, ano yung public service na nararanasan mo sa jeepney?
Yung mga dati pong jeepney is that parang mga mainit po, ganun, siksikan. And
so you're referring to the jeepney tawag dito modernization program.
Yes, sir.
Ng government.
So,
okay, sino-sino yung okay, wait lang guide kita. So sino-sino yung mga diyan? Yung mga actors diyan or yung mga key players sa jeepney modernization na yan? Magmula sa implementation ng policy papunta sa application or implementation. Magmula sa creation ng policy papunta sa implementation. Jeepney modernization, sino?
Yung
government, sa government.
Yung po, yung land transportation po, like
LTO ba 'yan? Sure ka ba na LTO?
Yung Land Transportation Regulatory Board po, ganun.
LTFRB. And franchising. LTFRB. Sige, ano pa?
Yung mga
DOTR.
Opo.
Ano pa?
Ano pa ba? Yung mga LTO din po, sir. Syempre, kasali din po sila. Saka yung mga driver. Yung LTO po. Commuters
LTO,
po.
sino pa? Okay.
Kasama
Commuters.
Opo.
Okay.
Jeepney drivers.
Jeepney drivers.
Opo.
Ano pa?
Saka yung mga nagpapapasada po, ano pong tawag din yung mga may-ari po ng jeep, tapos
jeepney operators.
Ayun po.
Okay, ano pa?
Yung mga advocacy groups po na nag-help sa mga drivers.
Piston. Okay, ano pa?
Yung yung mga nagpa-finance po sa kanila, like yung nagpa-finance po sa LGU, like Development Bank of the Philippines, since ayun nga po dine-develop nila yung jeepneys po na ini-implement ngayon.
Ano pa? Meron pang isa pa, nakalimutan mo.
Ano po ba?
Yung gumagawa ng modern jeepneys, di ba? Yung mga manufacturers.
Opo, sir, manufacturers.
Actually, hindi lang yan yung key players mo sa jeepney modernization. Isama mo dyan yung mga operators and drivers ng traditional jeepney. 'Di ba? Daming daming objections in terms of phasing out of the traditional jeepney.
Yes,
so isama mo rin sa key players din para magkaroon ng magandang polisiya tungkol sa jeepney modernization.
Yes.
Jeepney modernization, okay?
Apo.
Ayun. So hopefully medyo nagigets niyo na yung yung ibig sabihin ng governance, okay? So it is a system involving the government. Ito na yung si LGU, DOTR, LTFRB, LTO, etc. Kasama na diyan yung private sector. Ayan, kasama diyan si manufacturer ng pwedeng ng traditional at saka ng modern jeepneys. Kasama na rin diyan yung civil society. Yan yung PEJUDAP mo, Piston. At kasama syempre, yan, pinakamahalaga sa lahat, yung mga commuters, yung citizens na magbe-benefit doon sa program ng gobyerno on jeepney modernization. Okay, basta ang tatandaan nyo lang, okay, governance is equal to collaboration across the sectors. Okay, sige, thank you. Si Monique naman. Monique?
Yes, sir. Present.
Okay, Monique. Ano naman ang ibig sabihin ng social responsibility? Di ba?
Yep, sir. For social responsibility, siguro, sir, dito. Simplihan ko na lang po yung definition for social responsibility, kasi it pertains to individuals that has a responsibility in the society.
So social responsibility. Excuse me. So social responsibility refers to an individual.
Yes po.
To an individual?
Yes po, an
sure?
individual. Yes po.
Hindi ba siya isang duty or obligation? A social responsibility pertains to an individual or to a duty or an obligation?
Yes.
Characteristic
Mhm. It pertains to the obligation of an individual.
Okay.
It pertains to the obligations of an
Close your
individual.
eyes.
Basically, pertains to as well the benefit of the public as well. When talking about the obligations, it must benefit the public as well. Or yung
Ulit nga. Close
Yep.
your eyes.
So,
Ulit.
so for
Social
social
responsibility.
so for social responsibility, it pertains to the obligations of an individual in the society that must that those obligations must have or benefit the public as well.
Okay. Thank you. John Mark. Thank you, Monique. John Mark Corpus.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Open your camera, close your eyes, and pray to God. Ganun, di ba? Na makakuha ka ng magandang grade. Okay, John Mark, ano? So, close your eyes, ha? Okay, ulit nga. Sabi kasi ni Miss Monica, no? Social responsibility refers to the duty or obligation of an individual in a society, ganyan. No? So, do you agree?
Yes po, sir.
Okay,
I-
bakit? Kaya?
I agree po. Kasi when we say social responsibility po, it is a commitment of an individual or being accountable to the society, and also the social responsibility may refer also to organizations or may refers to organizations, sir, that also commits and has obligation put to the society.
Okay. So social responsibility does not only involve individuals, but, ano sabi mo kanina? Organization or institutions. Okay? So there are two groups of key players here, ano, for under social responsibility, which are duty bound, okay, to contribute ethically for the common good and well-being of the society. So, John Mark, can you please give us an example of the duties and obligations of an individual? Close your eyes, ha?
Okay po. One good example po of social responsibility of an individual po is paying taxes po, because it adds to the national funds or national to the financial funds po ng government.
Okay, thank you. Ganun dapat na magsagot, ha. One of the obligations of an individual in terms of social responsibility is ganito. Ganun dapat na magsagot, ha. Thank you, John Mark. Di ba ganun lang kasimple? Mr. Ramos, Reynaldo. Kasi dami nyo, kaya isang question na lang. Ronaldo.
Good afternoon, sir. Kita ba?
Yes, oo. Sige, ano pa? Ano pa ba yung obligasyon ng isang individual sa kanyang society or sa government?
Okay, social responsibility is not just for the individual or for us citizens, but also for the organization. And
No. I'm asking, sorry, I'm asking, I'm asking for more examples of a duty or an obligation of an individual sa kanyang society, sa kanyang sa government. Yun.
One of the example of it is the abiding to the laws and having an advocacy like the for the climate change, like reducing the plastic waste, supporting the local communities, or even for the larger organizations, they provide scholarships.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so syempre pinakamahalaga sa lahat bukod sa pagbabayad ng tax ay sumunod sa batas. At ang pagsunod sa batas at pagbayad ng tax ay pagsunod sa batas. Okay? Tama si Mr. Ramos. Sure ka Mr. Ramos ang gusto mong itawag ko sa iyo pag recitation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Ramos. Okay, so tama So among the duties and responsibilities or obligations of an individual in terms of their social responsibility as discussed a while ago is paying taxes, obeying laws. Hindi lang yan lahat pinakamahalaga isa sa pinakamahalaga is to vote wisely. Kung sino itatalaga nyo sa gobyerno, di ba? Para magwaldas ng inyong kaban ng bayan. Okay? And of course, serving as watchdogs na rin. Alam niyo na kung sino mga watchdogs dyan. So, ang ibig lang naman sabihin dito ay maging mapagmatyaga, maging vigilant. Okay? Maging masusi. Tama ba yun? Yung term ko, sa pag-obserba sa mga katiwalian sa pamahalaan, di ba? Kaya nga meron tayong mga action center ng bayan, may 888 tayo, meron tayong ARTA, and all other mechanisms devised by these organizations or government agencies in order for the government to first to know ano yung mga gaps, ano yung mga kakulangan doon sa pag-implementa ng isang panukalang batas at kung papaano nila ito susolusyonan. Okay? So papaano malalaman ito kung hindi papaalam sa mga nakaupo sa pamahalaan. Okay? Okay. Tanungin natin si Raylene. Thank you, Mr. Ramos. Raylene Ladang. Yes, good morning. Okay, binanggit kanina ni ni John Mark at saka ni Miss Monica na hindi lamang individual kundi organizations or institutions ang kabilang sa may obligasyon para sa common good and well-being ng isang society. So for institutions naman, ayan, ano naman ang role ng institutions? Magbigay ng example ng role ng institutions para sa common good and well-being.
Sorry sir, lag po ulit.
Ganun na lang gawin natin. Press P. Are you have a meeting? May iba ka pang meeting ba?
Ay, okay na po. Sorry sir, nalag po konti.
Para may nagmi-meeting, diba?
Ay, wait lang sir. I-ano ko lang. Sir, sorry po ulit. Yung one of the example po sa institution, tama po ba sir?
Yep.
Is a economic institution. Example is banks, market, and corporation. Yung kasi ito sir is regulate and production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services.
Ano? Consumption?
Consumption po pala sir.
Conception?
Consumption po.
Sorry, okay. Sige, so delivering efficient services.
Yes po.
Siyempre tamang institutions, organizations. So government institutions or government organization, di ba? Ano yung mga institutions natin? NGA, kasama rin siyempre yung LGU, GOCC, GFIs, di ba? Government Financial Institutions. Yan, okay? Kasama din siyempre yung mga NGOs natin, di ba? Non-government, mga international organizations. Doon sa mga institutions na nagde-deliver ng efficient, responsive public services, siyempre ini-ensure din nalang equality, yung equity and fairness, at saka higit sa lahat yung pag-avoid, meaning sa umpisa pa lang, hindi yung pag-prevent Di ba? Tama ba? Avoid and prevent. Pag prevent kasi nandyan na. Or nangyari na ang corruption. Yung avoid, nandyan na rin pero iniiwasan mo lang. Tama ba? Okay. Anyway, so when we say social responsibility, especially in governance, so tama kayo, it is the duty of individuals or institutions to work for the common good. So ayan, nabanggit ko na kanina yung kanyang applications. Okay, so ito yung example natin. So siguro magbigay na lang tayo ng example, Rylene, ng social responsibility na ginagawa ng mga institutions or organizations na nabanggit natin kanina. Siguro magbigay ka ng example muna. Anong situation kung saan makikita natin yung role or duties and obligations na iniimplementa ng mga organizations or institutions na nabanggit natin kanina. Hello? Rylene? Maliban dyan maliban dyan sa nakalagay sa example na yan. Siguro sa NGA muna, National Government Agency. Naglagay kasi ako ng example dito, but I'd like you to give another example and just for us to appreciate these concepts of social responsibility as applied to governance. So sa NGA, DOH vaccination drives, yan. Pag LGU naman, yung disaster risk reduction management nila, 'di ba? Yung response nila during typhoons, especially Marikina, sorry na typo error. So especially in Marikina and other flooded areas. Pag GOCC naman, mga housing programs, government financial institutions, mga loans naman sa mga farmers, 'di ba? May mga calamity funds, calamity loans I mean. And then sa international organizations, yung UNDP Disaster Resilience Projects. Okay. So based on your research or on what you have experienced so far, magbigay ka naman ng example ng social responsibility that contributes to the common good or well-being of the society in terms of the roles and obligations of the institutions.
Sir, hindi ako sure pero pero I think sir it's corporate pollutions. Parang ganun sir. I think
or corporate pollution. Okay. Pollution. Okay.
Opo.
Okay. Are you referring to the tawag dito yung mga pollution na
Opo, yung dumping toxic waste into a local river, harming the environment and community health.
Okay, sige. Ito yung mga externalities na tinatawag natin. Na-discuss nyo ba yan sa nyo? Saan ba yan sa public policy? Mga externalities, negative, positive externalities. Yung sa Pareto principle. Na-discuss nyo ba yan? Sa public policy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yung externalities na yan, sige, what is the role? Okay. Ano yung duties and obligations ng institutions? Okay. Una muna, identify mo muna. Ano yung mga institution na tumutulong or tutulong para maibsan or mawala or mapuksa ang pollution na yan, mga externalities na binanggit mo kanina. Then pangalawa, ano yung role ng bawat bawat key players or actors nito? Hello?
Hello, sir. Ako po ba ulit?
Iba naman.
Grabe sir, parang
sino gusto mong
parang na-overwhelm ako doon.
Sino gusto mong i-volunteer?
Parang sige sir, i-try. Sige, si Sandra.
Yeah, sino gusto mong i-volunteer? Ikaw magsabi. Huwag yung nag-raise ng hand.
Wala, baka pag-initan ako sir. Huwag naman. Sige sir, si Ransa lang. Ano ko siya? Balato ko
Sino?
na yan. Si Renz. Ayun
Si
nga
Renz?
yan.
Tapos sa si Renz ba? Sino bang Renz ba to?
O si Sandara na lang daw po, sir. Gusto niya.
Sige, Sandara naman. Sige, go. Ayan. Villion? Sandara Villion?
Yes, sir. Should
Okay.
I open my camera po or okay lang if no?
Okay lang yun.
Okay, sir. So let's start with so the problem that was determined by Rylin is pollution. So let's focus on that. So from the NGA, the organization that must be included in here, definitely it's the DENR. So what they do is that since basically they deal with environmental programs or policies, right? So first things first, they determine the problem, they formulate the environmental policies, and then enforce that through national laws. So and then we go down with the LGU. So definitely the local government units adheres to that. So their obligation is to implement that that environmental programs through process of devolution or decentralization, basically based on the landscape of the local place that they are in. So they monitor compliance and then they manage that law based on the local setup that they are in. So from the GOCCs, I would say that they can be a part of this journey. I'm sorry for the hangin, sir. Let me patayin ko lang yung electric. Sobrang init po kasi. But GOCCs, I'd say that they can form part to the social responsibility by providing public
Paki-on mo yung
utilities.
camera mo nga pala. Sorry. Paki-on mo na lang pala. Sorry.
Oh, yes, sir. So,
Para kita
should I...
namin.
Hi, sir.
Close your eyes, ah.
Okay, sir. Okay, so by GOCCs, so basically this organization, since they are corporately owned by the government itself, they can offer some solutions that can help this solving problem with regards to pollutions and the like. So basically,
Example of
yes, sir.
Example ng GOCC. Example ng GOCC.
It could be corporate owned corporations like
Example ng GOCC.
Let me think, sir. That is mainly focused on pollutions, right, sir? So I think it could be companies that is working with I think
Sino nag-implement ng Clean Air Act?
The Clean Air Act po, so basically it's being conducted by the national policy. So it's being implemented by them.
By the national policy?
I'm sorry, sir. National government agency, sir. So
okay.
The policy is being conducted there and then devoluted up until the local government unit and then the GOCCs. So I'd say GOCCs.
Yung Pag-asa, hindi ba GOCC ang Pag-asa?
Yes, sir. It could be Pag-asa who monitors environmental movement or situations in the Philippines. NDRR.
Anong kinalaman niya sa ano? Anong kinalaman niya sa NDRRMC? Is that the GOCC? NDRRMC?
No, sir. Manila Water Systems po, and
Manila Water ba GOCC siya?
I would say, sir, because it's also government. Even though it's privately owned, the government kind of like has a control over it. That's what I would say. Sorry, sir, but that's the only GOCCs that I know. But
okay.
yes, sir. So I'd like to proceed.
Yes, please proceed. Sige.
Yeah, yes, sir. With the private sector, in this sector, I am more aware of this because so what the private sector basically can do, they have what we call the corporate social responsibility, sir. So I'm pretty familiar with this because I'm working with a for a private organization. Basically, I'm a working student. So this private sectors, what they do is that they align their visions and goals with for it to be socially for the company to look like it's socially responsible. But I think socially responsible, so they offer programs, drives or actions that can help towards the overall achievement of the common goal of the certain society that they're in. So in this example, in the company that I'm working for, it's based in California. It's a it is a water filtration company. So basically, what they do is that they offer cleanup drives of rivers that is uncleaned. So basically, this whole large companies, they can send out people that can be that can do socially responsible or ethical acts that can help clean up that specific place. So it's basically based off them. But in the company that I work for, they call it ano to? Clean Lands of California. So they're sending out people to clean that specific area. But I would say that one of the challenges of that is what we call greenwashing, because basically the more that the company or a private sector is driven towards being social responsible, the more that the government itself will not oversee them, because they see that this company or this private sector is doing their job ethically and they're following it, so they will not oversee it. So that's like one of the challenge that I can see from that, but that's what they can do. And then international organization. So what international organization does is that they check they enter into an agreement with the enter into an agreement with the country that they wanted to work with, most especially if they see that that specific country has goals or visions that aligns with what they want. So set for example, we can say the UNICEF as well as the World Bank. I think in our subject before in public policy, I have forgot. They aligned the SDG goals. I forgot which specific number is it, but it is a goal to it is their goal to clean up or to basically eradicate or lessen the pollution in certain places. So they enter into an agreement with the LGU of Marikina. First things first, with the they check if it's basically constitutionally possible in our country, if it's one of the
Nawala yung sound mo.
Philippines. So if it aligns there, then definitely they enter into an agreement. So both parties agrees on it. So they work on so they work basically basically with the LGUs of Marikina to deal with or in lessening sorry sir. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Huwag mong kakalimutan na nandito rin kami kahit nakapikit ka.
Sorry,
para ka nagbibit sa para ka nagbibit ng ng kanta or sa concert. Okay, kahit nakapikit ka na, steady ka lang. Okay lang na may konting gestures, but don't worry. Okay lang 'yan. Anyway, so naintindihan naman namin kung ano yung pinatutunguhan ng sagot mo. But yun nga, I just like to highlight that when we talk about public service, we're really talking about trust. So the trust that citizens place in those who have or who serve them. Okay, so meron kasi tayong 3 values that are essentially important, especially in protecting that trust na binabagay kanina that citizens place in those who serve them. So una, yung stewardship. Pangalawa yung accountability, and pangatlo yung fairness. So when we say stewardship, it is about taking care of resources and responsibilities as if they were your own. Parang, diba, pag-aari natin yan. When we manage our resources for the common good, alagaan natin yan. Kaya diba sa PUP, pag-aari ng, nakasulat sa classroom ninyo, huwag nating sirain, Kasi there was a time, 'di ba, na pinagsisira yung mga ano natin, ng mga chairs natin, mga classrooms natin sa PUP, ano. So, being or having these values, ano, of stewardship, ano, is taking care of these resources and responsibilities as if it's our own, ano, but always with the public interest in mind. Okay, so another is accountability. So accountability is being answerable for decisions. Okay, being answerable for your own decisions and actions, and making it sure that what you do can stand up to scrutiny. Okay, and last but not the least, yung tinatawag nating fairness, ano, yung protecting the vulnerable and marginalized. It's about treating everyone with equity and impartiality, and also ensuring that one or no one is left behind or favored unjustly. So with these values or guide, no, on how we should think, act, and make decisions as future public servants, let us be ano tawag dito? The embodiment of these public service values, ano, para yung social responsibility natin or yung duties natin or obligations natin ay talaga namang for the common good or well-being of the society. Hindi lamang siya nilagay dyan as a principle, as a guiding principle rather, no, kundi para i-ano natin, i-emulate natin, no, i-transform natin or i-convert natin into actionable ano tawag dito, into action, I mean, okay? Ayun. So may mga examples tayo, no, on social responsibilities like yung mga housing programs, yung mga loan to farmers, to teachers, even to government officials, ano, meron din kami mga loan na tinatawag from government financing institutions like yung Land Bank, okay, Union Bank yung iba, no. Yung mga international organizations naman like your UNDP, yung Support for Climate Resilience Projects, and during the the height of the flooding in Metro Manila, no, or in other cities, ano, there was this ano ba tawag niyo doon, class? Anyone na lang, thank you Miss Sandra, no. Anyone na lang, ano, can tell, ano yung parang aid dapat na ibibigay sa atin. Is it from South Korea ba? Yung aid dapat binawi nung nagkaroon ng issue about the flood control. Pero it's not for the flooding eh. Basta parang relief, ano siya, assistance siya or loan siya to the government. Tapos biglang binawi. Naalala niyo yun, class? Ayan. It's part of the support of an international organization to the Philippines, ano. So part pa rin naman sila ng civil society. Ayan. Yan, South Korea nga. Yan, binawi. Okay, di ba? Pero hindi naman yung dahil sa flood control issue yung naging reason nila, no? Pero siguro ginawa na lang dahilan yun, otherwise mga walang saysay yung binigay nila. Binigay nilang pera. Anyway, so it's 10:30 and ayaw ko na mag-overtime. Medyo mabagal yung facing natin. So hopefully in the next meetings, medyo mabilis na. So I expect you to be more participative. Yung challenge kasi natin yung internet, ka na, apologies for that. Sana next time kung ano pa rin, kung online pa rin tayo, sana better yung ating connectivity and be responsive agad-agad lang para lang hindi tayo nag-aantayan. Anyway, so sa governance mapping, let's just discuss them next meeting na lang. Yes, may question?
Good morning po,
so
may
okay.
question po ako. I have 3 questions po.
Okay,
Sir,
sige lang.
yung first po, meron po bang tentative deadline for annotated bibliography po?
Yes, yung deadline natin is a meeting after the midterms. Di ba na-discuss during the first meeting?
So mga around November po siguro yun, no, sir?
Kung kailan i-schedule, halimbawa kailan bang midterms ninyo? Ang midterms nyo ay 8 pa, 15. Example ko na, kunyari November 8 ang ang midterms nyo, November 15 ang deadline, gano'n.
Okay po, sir, noted po. Yung pangalawang question ko po, is there any format po for annotated bibliography po?
Oo, meron akong ipapadala sana. Ipadala ko na lang within the week na lang.
Okay po. Sir, yung third question po, if possible po, pwede po ba kami makahingi ng PDF file po ng mga readings? Kasi personally po sir, yung mga diniscuss nyo po sir, hindi ko po siya nabasa sa mga readings na nabasa ko po. So parang time consuming po siya and medyo hindi po accurate yung other readings po na yung source po siguro, yung problema. Ayun po.
Okay. Kasi ganito doon sa mga binigay kong sources sa inyo it talks about various topics siya. So titingnan mo doon which is applicable to the topic. So we were discussing about the definition of government, about governance, about social responsibility, the distinctions between governance and governance that you can find elsewhere. So yung mga binigay ko are just suggested readings. So please pay attention doon sa binigay kong syllabus. Ano syllabus? Wala pa pala, no? Sa binigay kong topic sa inyo last time, di ba may assigned topics ako? So yun yung mga natin. Ano ba yung let me pull it out, ano ba yun? Ay, wait lang. Yung topic kasi natin last time, ayan, okay. Yung binigay kong topic, ayan, good governance principles under the UNDP, di ba? Foundations of governance, principles and dimensions of governance, governance mapping. Oh, hindi ba related yung topic? Ano ba yung mga readings na binigay ko sa inyo? Ayan, good governance and civil society, governance assessment in the Philippines. Ito mga to, okay, dinidiscuss nila about government, about governance, about civil society. Hindi naman kailangang sabihin niya hindi naman kailangan makita niyo yung distinctions mismo dito na eksaktong-eksakto. What is governance? What is good governance? What is the distinction between governance and government? Gusto niyo ba yung eksaktong-eksakto? Hindi ganun ang pag-aaral mga iho-iha. Okay? Titingnan niyo kung ano yung applicable doon sa mga topics natin. Otherwise, spoon feeding na ginagawa natin. Hindi po tayo pang high school or elementary. Gets niyo ba yung ibig kong sabihin?
Yes po,
Pag
sir.
nabigyan
Yes.
ng mga topics, you have to work on that topics regardless of the resources, no? Sabi ko supplementary or suggested readings lang. So, pwede kayong magtingin sa ibang mga reference materials na ang dinidiscuss ay yung binigay kong example sa inyo tungkol sa, ano ba yun? Yun, yung, ito, tungkol sa, yan, good governance, principles under UNDP, yung framework, foundations of governance. Ito, foundations of governance pa lang, dito pa lang eh. Andito na yung government, di ba? Oh. Then, principles and dimensions of governance, governance mapping. Di ba? Siyempre, yung topic natin, governance and social responsibility, nag-intro pa nga lang tayo eh. O di dapat nabasa nyo yung tungkol sa social responsibility. Di ba? Hindi po ganun na pag-aaral sa kolehiyo. Kung ganyan ang nakagisnan nyo or na ituro sa inyo ng mga professor nyo, pasensya na, hindi tayo ganun. Okay? Basta nagbigay ako ng topic, kahit saan pang resources nyo makita yung topic na yan. Siyempre, hindi lang naman yung mismong topic, titignan yung mga components niya. That's how you analyze. Diba? Ay, may nabanggit dito about individuals, about institutions on good governance. O, tingnan mo sa iba, paano bang institutions? Ano bang example ng institution? Ano bang example ng individual? Ano bang role ng individual sa gobyerno? Yung iba nga, hindi nga nakikita sa libro eh. Diba? Based on your experience na yan. Based on what you've studied. O bakit yung mga binigay kong yung mga questions ko kanina about the Constitution, di ba tapos nyo na yun? O, dapat alam nyo na yun by heart. O. Ano pa? Sige. Hindi, tama ba? Did I answer your question? Or am I responsive pala dun sa question? Hindi naman ako nagtatanong ng particular na author, di ba? Oh. Ito yung mga real life examples to mga to. Dapat wide reader ka din or nagbabasa ka rin ng news. Oh. Yung suggested readings are merely aid yun or tool yun to supplement your knowledge or understanding of the subjects. Okay, sige, sino muna una? Si Renz or si Aina? Si Renz na lang muna.
Either way, sir. Pero yan, sige po. Ako na po. My concern is only just for the reporting to the previous group workshop. Will the reporting still push through next meeting po?
Next meeting na lang.
Okay po, sir. Thank you so
regardless
much.
Regardless kung online or on-site tayo, basta may report tayo next meeting.
Okay po, sir.
Start tayo sa good governance. So I'll post na lang yung mga next na assignment natin, mga topics. Ganun. Okay, si Aina muna bago si Saiza. Aina? Okay ka na, Renz?
Yes po, sir. Thank you so much po.
Okay. Si Aina and then si Saiza.
Good morning, sir. Question ko lang po, doon po sa binigay niyong suggested readings, pwede po ba namin din siyang isama sa annotated bibliography po? Or hindi po pwede?
Wag na kasi binigay ko na yun eh. Or sige, ano ba? Naglagay na kasi ako ng mga topics eh. O sige, sama nyo na lang. Sige, okay lang. Sama nyo na lang para ano.
Thank you, sir.
May dagdag kayo. Sige, si Saiza.
Good morning po, sir. Clarify lang po, sir. Medyo nalilito po. Yung topic po is yun po ba yung like, for example, topic po ng discussion natin ngayon or yung topic po sa assignments po na binigay niyo po previously?
Okay. Ganito ako nagbibigay ako ng topics na pag-aaralan natin next meeting. Okay? So yung topics na yon, parang ganito ganito ha. So ngayon. Kunwari lang, pag-chismisan natin si BBM next meeting. Okay? Dahil pag-chismisan natin, ang topic natin si BBM. Okay? Ano bang mga topics diyan? Yung kanyang mga ano mga issue? Ano ba yung mga niya? Mga tawag dito mga tawag doon? Priority programs niya. Ano ba nasa Philippine Development Plan diyan? Okay? Ano ba yung laman ng kanyang plataforma versus ano ba yung mga nagawa niya for the past 3 years? So pag-aaral natin diyan yung kanyang mga SONA, yung mga sinabi niya sa SONA, ano ba yung accomplishment niya? Ano ba yung issue ngayon? Ganon. Okay? Hindi ko na kayo i-spoon feed kasi part yan ng ninyo, ng training ninyo. 'Di ba sabi sa complete, ewan ko kung alam niyo yung completed staff work. Basta pag sinabi sa inyo yung ganyan, prepare lahat. 'Di ba sa Senate, pag may ina-anticipate na lahat ng questions, 'di ba? Paano pag nagtanong about dun sa ganyan, sa flood control? Paano pag nagtanong about dun sa pagkakahuli ni First Lady sa Amerika, allegedly ganun. Paano kapag nagtanong about dun sa mga case niya on taxes, tax evasion, etc. 'Di ba? Lahat 'yun aaralin mo. Unless na binigay ko yung topic, okay, focus lang on, ganon. Focus lang on flood control. Focus on the national budget. Focus on the legislative agenda niya, mga bills niya. Yun lang aaralin mo. Pag sinabi mo yung bills, syempre, ano ba yung mga pinanukala niya before na hindi na-aprobahan? Ano ba yung inaprobahan niya? Ano ba yung inaprobahan niya? At ano yung nag-lapse into law? Ano ba yung mga may inaprobahan siya pero vinito niya. Yung mga ganun. Hindi ko na kayo i-spoon feed doon. Aralin niya lahat ng components niya. Kasi maaari akong magtanong. Ganun po ang pag-aaral natin dito, mga kapatid. Okay? Hindi po tayo spoon feeding dito. 'Di ba? Anticipate everything. 'Di ba? Kagaya niya, nagtanong about the Constitution. Dapat may stock knowledge ka na doon kasi pinag-aralan nyo rin yan. Huwag nyo sabihin out of coverage siya. Sinabi ko na yun una pa lang. 'Di ba? Ano pa? Ganun yung style natin pwede kayo magtanong sa ibang klase ko. Paano mag-conduct ng klase? Ganito. Ganito rin kasi sa law school. So masanay na kayo Tinetrain ko kayo. Hindi ako nagtitrip lang dito Pwede niyo akong i-report. Pwede niyo rin akong bigyan ng bagsak na grade sa ano pa tawag doon, sa evaluation. Pero hindi daw makaka-apekto yun sa grade ninyo. Bahala kayo. Sinabihan na kami ni Dean. maging stricto regardless kapag kahit ibagsak nyo kami sa evaluation, basta nagtuturo kami, okay, nagkakandak kami ng klase, ay hindi yan makaka-apekto sa ano namin, employment namin sa PUP. Pero makaka-apekto sa inyong mga mga honor dyan, mga running for Latin honor, good luck sa inyo. Sinabi na ni Dean, naghihigpit na yung mga professors. So kung makakuha kayo, by the way, wala makikiusap sa akin sa end ng semester na, sir, may special project ba para mahila yung grade ko? Wala. Kasi na-discuss ko na. Okay, walang special project. Walang message sa akin. Sir, pwede mag-special project? Wala. Ito lang yung kung ano yung binigay ko, yun na yun. Okay, wala ring special exam. Walang ganun. Walang special test. Kung wala kayo, sorry, wala. Okay. Kung di kayo nakasagot sa recit, wala din. Dapat prepared kayo kahit anong itanong ko. Kung isa lang na tanong ko sa inyo, that is because alam kong nag-aral kayo, kabisado yung tinatanong ko. Pero kung halata kong hindi ka nag-aral, marami ako follow-up questions. Okay? Ngayon kung natsambuhan mo lang, edi thank you, di ba? Naswertehan mo siya. Okay? Kung hindi ka natawag ngayon, swerte ka pa din kasi may chance ka pa next meeting. Okay? So, ganon. Ha? Ganyan ang law school, yung mga maglulo dyan, mga mag-aabogado dyan, balang araw, mag-aaboga siya. Ganyan ang style, ha? Makinig sa kaklase. Tapos yung sagot ninyo. Alam ko naman nag-aral kayo, kaso kinakabahan kayo. Okay? May ganun talaga. Mag-practice na kayong sumagot sa harap ng salamin or i-record yung sarili ninyo. Sige, Leila, anong tanong mo?
Sir, ask ko lang po, ay papaklarify ko lang.
Nag-overtime na tayo.
Yung annotated bibliography po ba na 26 na minimum po, kailan po siya ipapasa? The end of the sem po or after midterms? Yung 26 po
Actually, nabanggit ko na kanina, the week after the midterm. Diba? A week after the midterm. Iba pa yung a week after the final naman. Diba 26-20, yun yung grading system natin. Kasi baka magpasa ka sa akin 10 piraso lang, 10 lang, diba? Okay, paki-check na lang sa paki-check na lang yung attendance kung sino yung mga wala. Pagawa na lang ng G Drive na lang, send mo na lang sa akin yung link. Okay, nakapag-screenshot ka na ba? Okay ka na? Sige, yung iba tatawagin ko next meeting ha, mag-aral kayong maigi. Shuffle pa din. Yung mga hindi natawag, pwedeng magpa-quiz uli ako next meeting. So, wala ka pa rin kayong ligtas, mag-aral pa rin kayo. Okay? So, kung may questions pa kayo, feel free to message me. PM nyo ako kung nahiya kayo sa GC natin or sa GC natin. Okay? Yan, Teacher's Day. Wow, kung kailan natapos na, nakaalala, happy Teacher's Day. Anyway, thank you class. So, have a great weekend. So, I'll see you next meeting with your report. Mag-aral ka na maigi. I'll send your topics next siguro within the week, i-send ko yung next topics natin. Pero ganun yung mag-aaral ha. Ganun lang siya. Okay? Simple lang naman siya. Lang kayo. Hindi nyo lang alam kung saan yung tatanong ko. Okay? Sige. So, with that, thank you very much class. Happy weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Happy
Thank you,